Hello, underachievers. Okay, first off, real quick, sorry but not sorry, I have a brand new song called 3 Day Headache. If you like pop punk, you'll love it. And I also have an album coming out March 8th, and you can grab a vinyl for that. And I'm touring the world, baby. I'm playing UK shows with Enter Shikari in February and doing a headline tour of the US in March and April, so grab your tickets. As a trans person, we know, we together, collectively, as one trans person, the hive mind, we know that there is significance to the name. Your name, my name, birth name, dead name, future name, any name, really. It's important because people give a shit for some reason. And over the years, I have given out several dead names, several fake birth names, as in, I told everybody that my name was Olivia, and then it was Portia, then it was Natalie or Natasha, there was Alyssa there at some point.
Lori, Shelly, Aaliyah, Rose, Brian, Darren, and Ulysses.
And you may have seen in my comments at some point, people saying, oh, Olivia, how do you feel about that? Me calling you Olivia, Olivia? And I'm just sat there like, that has never been my name, but you have walked right into the trap. The point is that people are obsessed with trans people's names. They're obsessed with what their old name was, and they're obsessed with why they chose the new name. And I understand that the majority of the world doesn't get to change their name. Ever, unless they get married. They usually just stick by the one given at birth, because they're f***ing losers. Huh? No imagination, really. That was a joke. From now on, I will never say that was a joke to a joke, and you'll just have to figure out which one was a joke. I get how some people are interested in, you know, like, where did your name come from? Is it kind of like your birth name? Does it sound like your birth name? Does it start with the same letter? Is it the same vibe, like, you know, John to Joanna, like, as, you know. But as a transgender person, the most powerful thing you can do is give out a fake birth name. I've not seen enough people speaking about this. That is my #1 transgender top tip. Hello, Terfs, if you're watching this. Yes, I am starting a cult, and the first step is lie. I've been on the internet for a long time. I've had an audience on the internet for a long time, and I came out as trans in 2017, and that was a long time ago, at least in internet years. And ever since that fateful day where I went on camera and did, you know, the I know you can already tell, because it's so obvious that I was born a girl. Ever since that fateful day, people have been, you know, coming up with conspiracy theories about my name, and I enjoy it. Yeah, I do. They come up with fake names, as I did. But I found my favorite one today, and I thought it was so good that I just had to make a video about it. It is insane. It is crazy. It's actually crazy. Before we get into what inspired this video, I'd just like to tell you guys the story of how I got my name, because I've probably already told it a million times, but, you know, if I put it in a video here, then no one will ever ask me again, right? That's how it works. When I was born, my name at birth was Sandra. Okay, I was Sandra Adams, as the kids used to call me when I grew up. I was born Sandra, and then, you know, I realized I was transgender. I watched too many videos and started eating all those frogs that make people gay. Eating the frogs?
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay!
I never got that conspiracy theory. When I transgenderly, I decided I would have a new name because, you know, I can't be a man walking around with the name Sandra. I absolutely can, but I didn't want to be. And I thought, you know what? What is the manliest name? What is something individual that no one has ever been called ever? Noah. Which, may I say, everybody is just like, Noah is such a transgender name. I am gonna take the credit for that. I'm sorry. I'm never gonna be like, oh, look at what I did. Look at that thing I did. That is my fault. I'm sorry. I have met too many kids that have told me they are Noah because I'm Noah. Keep going. Keep doing it. I'm not upset, but I will just say that. No. The real story of how I named myself, again, is that I actually didn't name myself. I had an Instagram account on Instagram when I was younger, and I had a few, maybe like 100,000 followers or something, I don't know. And I would add people on Snapchat, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, that's weird. I was 15, and people would just send me pictures of Frank Iero, to be completely honest. But I had a Snapchat, and I would add people on Snapchat, and one day, somebody just messaged me after I posted something on my Snapchat story, and they're like, hey, you look like a Noah. And I was like, cool, that's my name now. That's it. For a while, I went by Noah and not Noah, and by the first Noah, I mean, I went by NOA, because I wanted to be different, obviously. Turns out a year later, I found out that NOA, without the H, is a girl's name, and I think it means, like, princess in Hebrew or something. Let's look it up. Noah name origin. Wait. Huh? Where did I find princess? Have I just been lying to everybody? So, in Hebrew, it comes from the word nacham, which means comfort. In Japanese, it means my love. Can also mean movement. Noah, lady of movement. That's me. I realized that I had changed my name from a girl name to a boy name, but without changing it to a boy name, I changed it from a girl name to a girl name, and that wasn't doing too well, so I was like, yeah, I'll just be Noah. Whoever you were on Snapchat, good job, good job. So that's how I got my first name. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why is your name Noahfinnce? Because you know that my name is Noah Adams, right? You know that Noahfinnce is not my real name, right? It's a play on words. It sounds like no offense. You got that though, right?
I have the mind of a I have the mind of a mastermind. What's that?
I have the name Noah Finn Adams on my Instagram. You should know this by now if you've been watching me for a while. Anyway, we've got Noah. How do we get Finn? Well, my mother said in a motherly way. This was before I came out as well. She's like, you know, when you were born, I wanted to call you Finn. And I'm like, but that's a boy name, Mum. That's weird. You should have done that, Mum. Why didn't you do that? And she was like, actually, no, it's like Finlay, like gender neutral, or maybe girl, gender girl name, Finlay. Anyway, since I heard that story when I was younger, I've just been really pissed off that my name isn't Finn, to be completely honest. So when I came out to my mom, I was like, unfortunately, got this transgender thing. She was like, oh, cool, do you have a name? Can I name you? Because I didn't get to name you, because your dad got to name you, and I wanted to name you. I wanted to name you Finn. Can you be Finn? And I was like, oh, I've been Noah for a while now, and I kind of feel like that's my name now. She's like, okay, fine, you're Noah Finn. Noah Finn Adams. That's the story. Very inspiring, very inspirational, very brave, transgender. So why are you doing this video, Noah? What are you doing? What are you talking about? Well, a few days ago, I was sent a very interesting thread from a website that I hadn't heard of before. It's called Overit. From what I've gathered, it's kind of like Reddit, but for TERFs. So that's a good start, right? Somebody sent me this screenshot from Reddit of a screenshot from Overit saying, Terf thinks that a trans guy chose his name through shipping Stranger Things actors, which he doesn't do. So that was a fun start. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is a DM worth opening. I'll read it out for you. I just realized why Noahfinnce chose that name. Tell me it. Tell me all about it. Tell me it. So for a while, I thought that her last name was literally Fince. Yep, you would not be the first. Then I looked her up and realized that she chose Finn as her middle name. Her full name is Noah Finn Adams. She came out in 2017. What do trans men love doing? Question. Good question. What do trans men love doing? Arguing with each other, I think. Trans men love buying boxer shorts from Primark. Trans men really love not shaving the facial hair that they probably should shave. Let's make it positive. Trans men love Spider-Man. Trans men love sharks. They love rats. They love icky things like real boys do. Well, according to Mary, they love shipping male characters and actors. What came out the year prior to her coming out? Stranger Things. What characters from that show do confused girls like to ship? Will and Mike. Who plays Will and Mike? NOAHFINNCEWOLFSCHNAPP. And Finn Wolfhard. Even prior to figuring that out, I had already credited Stranger Things with the popularity of the name Finn for trans men. So, as you said, Mary, I came out in 2017 at the age of 18 years old. Could we just see how old Noah and Finn were in 2017? NOAHFINNCEWOLFSCHNAPP was 13 years old. This lady, for one, thinks that I was shipping children. She thinks I, as an 18-year-old, was shipping children. If you don't know what shipping is, who are you? Shipping is when you like the idea of two characters or people being in a relationship. The ship parts come from relationship. Not only does she think that I ship two children, weird, she thinks that I named myself after a 13-year-old as an adult. And I think that's weird. Mary, I think you're weird. I'm gonna say it. Mary, you're a freak. I can't figure out which part I'm more offended at. Either way, it's ridiculous. So, you know, I saw this screenshot on Reddit and I was like, of course I'm gonna read all the comments. Because I have a problem. It's difficult not to read every single thing that everybody on the world has said about you on the internet. So I'm not gonna start with the comments of people telling her that she's just wrong, because that's way less fun. So I'm gonna start with the other comments. Interesting. She did strike me as a little odd when YouTube suggested one of her videos to me months ago. Great start. I am a little odd. It's okay to be a little odd. It's not okay to ship children as an adult, but she seems to be one of those TIFs who transitioned to be a cute boy rather than a man. Just to keep you up to date with the vocab, what TERFs do is they don't call trans men. They will sometimes just call them TIFs, which stands for trans-identified female. They won't even use the word man in the same sentence as me because they need to make sure that everybody knows that I am a female and I just identify as trans. And can I just say, look, these are allegations I get all the time. Maybe I'll make a proper video about it. When I came out as trans, it was because I hated myself and I wanted to die. My dysphoria was so bad. The idea of living life as a girl, as a woman, growing old as a woman, being seen as a woman, seeing my body develop as a woman, literally made me want to die. I wasn't thinking, oh, you know what would be fun if I transitioned to be a little cute guy. A little cute guy. I can't help being cute. I can't help that. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to grow an ugly, scraggly mustache? Because I can't. I'm trying. There's this, like, conspiracy on the internet, both with transphobes and with trans men, that are just, like, really toxic. They think that for some reason I'm on a low dose of testosterone because I don't want to develop completely as a man, because I want to stay like a cute little guy. Like, apparently, thank you for calling me cute, but can I just say that the reason that I was on a low dose of testosterone a few years ago is because that my testosterone levels were too high when I was on a full dose, so it would just be a bad idea, because if you have too much testosterone in your system, it's not great for your body, and also it will just convert back to estrogen, which is the opposite of what I wanted. I'm now on a full dose of a different type of testosterone, but just to clear that up, I had no intention of becoming a cute boy transitioning. When I started testosterone, before I came out, and when I really wanted to, you know, just develop as a guy, I pictured myself as this big muscly guy with like a rugged jawline and facial hair. That's what I wanted. now, like, look, I'm just who I am. Like, I'm 24 years old. I'm not gonna spend my entire life dwelling on the fact that I can't grow much facial hair, if any. Why would I waste my time on that? Anyway, apparently this works reasonably okay for some years, but aging spares no one. And I wonder what's going to happen some years down the line when these TIFs get too old to convincingly pass as the teenage boys they wanted to be. I actually get angry when I get ID'd. I get laughed at by bouncers because they look at my ID, they're like, you're 24? Really? It's not fun. But also this is bullshit. I've not been misgendered in years. Just because I look young doesn't mean that when I get a bit older I'll look like a girl. Someone said, one of the TIFs I know has gone from a cute, small bearded elf-like man to looking like a short, bald Irish boxer, all red in the face and hulking, but still tiny, in a very short amount of time. Thank you for that important addition to the conversation. Somebody else says about me, she seems like she's putting on a persona of those cheeky, I think you mean cheeky, male British YouTubers that were popular 5 to 10 years ago, i.e. Dan and Phil, Alex Day, he's a nonce, or the now Timified Charlie is so cool like, who's now a trans woman, or like an indie Harry Styles. It's clearly fake and it's very sad to watch. Can I just say that I am not putting on a persona of a British YouTube guy? That is just my job. I cannot wait to finish my transition and I will finally become Catboy Dan Howell. Also, indie Harry Styles? Oh, my feelings. Another favorite comment that I've found is somebody saying, ugh, I didn't know Finn was a TIFF name. I just named my kitten Finn. Damn.
This is fucking crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. It is completely insane.
I heard her heartbreak. I heard your heartbreak. I will never stop saying that it's insane that transphobes think that we're the crazy ones when this is what goes on in their life and their heads. Imagine buying or adopting a cat, you fall in love with it. It's a member of your family. It's part of your family. You feed it every day. I hope it pisses in a box, I think. And then you find out that you named them a name that some transgender people have and it ruins your day. Therapy. Go to therapy. And somebody responded in a hilarious joke that's never been done before. They say, is your kitty an AFAB feline who refuses to paint her claws or wear a dress? Does she refuse to try to be sexually attractive to male cats? That was the entire thing. I was like, I cannot stand the idea of being attractive to men, so I just chop my tits off. Does she hate being expected to do the washing up and just wants to scamper and play? Definitely a trans mask, arrow, asexual, playamorous, feeling. Somebody else said about me, I don't know who this person is, but this is beyond pathetic. These people need to grow up and get a life. Thank you, Penelope. I will grow up and get a life. I assume some people may watch videos like this where I laugh at hate that I get and be a little concerned. Like, sure, I get it. It's kind of f***ed up for people online to say weird stuff about you all the time. I get that. Can I just say, there is no upset here. This is pure joy. It's euphoria of the non-gender kind. Because whenever I see stuff like this, I just sit and think, wow, what a sad little life you have.
Dear Lord, what a sad little life, Jane.
Like, it's one thing being chronically online, and look, you're here, I see you, I know, like, me too, but if the reason that you're spending so much time on the internet is because you just really hate trans people, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I think you're broken. Somebody else said, not shocked at all that a woman who has made her whole shtick trying to look like a teenage boy had named herself after teenage boys. Where is this coming? Like, what do you want me, what do you want me to do? You want me to get wrinkles injected in my face? You want my perfect, beautiful, youthful skin to just be wrinkled? Is that what you want? Do you want me to get a job? I have a job. Do you want me to get an office job and hate my life?
I can start smoking if you want. I heard that ages you.
Like, my gal, I am just dressing like myself. I just wear clothes that I think are cool. That's about it. Did you ever see her video about how she's on puberty blockers in her 20s in order to stop her period in... Why is that in quotes? Something that even the biggest gender cracks don't do to adults? No, that's not... I know people that are on What? It's not... I was about to say gender blockers. It's not common to go on puberty blockers as an adult, but some people do go on puberty blockers for various reasons, one being to stop their periods. Of course, she failed to mention the reason she still gets her period is because she is on a microdose of testosterone, specifically to make herself have the appearance of a teenage boy instead of a man. How do you think hormones work? Do you think you reach a certain threshold of testosterone after years of having it in your body and you're like, oh wait, no, but just that extra milligram, I'd suddenly, my chest would start sprouting hairs. Yeah, I didn't update anyone. I'm not on hormone blockers anymore because I was like, I would rather just see if a different type of testosterone can stop my periods because I don't want to have 2 different types of medications. So I've switched from gel to Nebido. If you want me to make a video about that, I can. And I don't have periods anymore, and I'm not on puberty blockers. But again, with the microdosing testosterone thing, that was entirely because the way that my body metabolized testosterone was just different to other people, I guess. I don't know. When I was on like a normal, like a typical dose of testosterone that most people were given, I was just, the levels were too high. I was too hot. It was not enjoyable, and my levels, scientifically, mathematically, based on Dr. whatever it is, were too high. So they just reduced my dose, and now I'm on, like, it's weird. Okay, it is weird to have weirdo strangers that spend their entire day on forums being like, I know your medical history, and I know your true intentions. And also, can I just say, I've tried several different doses of testosterone. My testosterone levels have been way too high, for months at a time. Still got periods. I started contraception to stop my periods, still got periods. I went on puberty blockers, stopped getting periods. And now I'm off puberty blockers, and I'm on a different T, don't get periods anymore. But my body just hates me, okay? It just wants to reproduce, I guess. I'm just really fertile, and I'm sure that's upsetting you. But look, I don't want to look like a teenage boy. I didn't name myself after teenage boys. Next comment! Someone says, I believe she identifies as a gay man and is dating a male. So she's definitely in the category of TIFF that fetishizes gay men. Huh. Like what? Oh god. If I accepted, like, yeah, I'm a straight woman, could I still be with Corey and not fetishize gay men, or is it just me being with a guy is upsetting to you? Also, I'm bi, and I don't fetishize gay men. I fetishize bi men. Somebody else said, this happens all the time. Maybe one of the most infuriating ones are the ones that pick name after dead celebrities. Every time I see a TIFF named Kurt, in brackets, a singer who lived a tragic life and had a very gruesome death, I feel disgusted. And it happens more often than you'd think. By then it's no longer just cringe, it's really disrespectful. And somebody says, I kept thinking they were naming themselves Kurt after the soft ooh gay kid from Glee. Hey fellas, is it disrespectful to name yourself after a celebrity you really like because they died? Also, can I just say that I literally do have a big ass poster of Kurt Cobain, but I did not call myself Kurt. I think you'll find with trans people, that having the ability to pick your name, that can be a great thing. That can be a real good thing. You could call yourself something absolutely ridiculous, like Keith. Sorry. But if you have the ability to change your name to literally whatever you want, I feel like it kind of makes sense that some trans people will just pick the name of somebody that they think is cool. Like, that is just how that works, right? You're not gonna pick a name of somebody that you think's a loser. Like, yeah, I'm Sandra at birth, but just to make a point to the TERFs, I'm gonna call myself... What is a loser name for a man? I'm gonna call myself Gilligan, because if I call myself something cool, like Spike, then that would upset them, and I would never want to do that. In response to somebody thinking that trans Kurts are naming themselves after the gay kid from Glee, a reply says, you can usually tell who they're trying to copy based on looks. The alts are all for Kurt Cobain, for sure. Sometimes they'll do literal cosplay. Not cosplay, cosplay. Ugh, so tragic. People wanting to be like the people they look up to. Oh, embarrassing transgender people for that. That's not a universal experience or anything. It's just the trans kids, right? TERFs are particularly nasty. I'm not gonna go into that. But what I will say is that, like, these people would just be straight up mean about children. They'll just be horrible to kids because they think that the kids identifying as trans justifies that behavior. They're like, oh yeah, he's going through a tough time at the moment, but he changed his pronouns and now his name's Caden, and it just really upsets me. Mary says, ugh, like all of the preteen kids wearing Nirvana shirts but not being able to name a single song. How do you know that? How do you know that? Did you know that we're all supposed to know that Cobain was actually trans? This bullshit comes for everyone. I sadly do know, because I'm a massive Nirvana fan. He did wear dresses, but that's because he wanted to break gender roles. He never said anywhere that he would be trans, nor was there any note of it in his private diary. Yeah, no, I agree with them on this one point. I've seen a lot of people on the internet be really weird about the fact that they think Kurt Cobain is trans. Like, if you believe that, cool, but like, that's a dead man. He had a lot of troubles, and transgendering him, while it may be fun, may be slightly strange to assign him pronouns and a gender identity just based on the fact that he liked to wear dresses. I don't know, gender roles and gender expression is, you know, it's not the same as gender. I thought that was our whole point, right? Was that not our whole thing? So I'm just gonna end it with this comment thread. So, you know, in response to, I just realized why Noahfinnce chose that name, somebody says, because it sounds like no offense. I'm just baffled. That was genuinely an enjoyable experience. I actually enjoyed this video. I enjoyed reading this thread. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Keep doing you. Anyway, that's the end of the video. As I said at the beginning, you should come see me at a show. I'm touring in the UK in February and in the US in March and April. And I have a new album coming out March 8th, so it's late. Anyway, have a good day, all right? See you later, losers. Goodbye. That was like a lowercase burp.